Hi everybody, welcome to a Low on Health game video review where I go over some of the games I've been playing recently. Once again, this is just me kind of doing a rapid fire set of two games real quick. So let's go ahead and start with Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, of course, is a first-person shooter, and of course, basically the best thing to say, this is a poor man's Modern Warfare. Basically, we kind of knew that. I say basically a lot, and I apologize for saying basically. Medal of Honor, you know, it is what it is. It's a first-person shooter, basically taking place in Afghanistan. You know, it feels very much like a poor man's Modern Warfare. It tries to do a lot of stuff, and it just does them very standardly, very averagely. The presentation is okay, it's just not that great or detailed. It does get very annoying going through all these areas. I definitely had issues with the checkpoint system. Very rarely did it give you a checkpoint after you clear a room, you clear another room, and then it was way too easy to die in this game. Even on easy, as I was playing on, I could die way too easy. There's also scripting problems with my AI partners. Like, if you clear a room, you have to wait for your AI partner to move ahead to open up the door for you. Sometimes they would just get stuck if you didn't do a room in the correct style. Like, I noticed if you try to do things a little differently, like you're supposed to wait and let them pass, but if you wanted to shoot them, you could, but I think that would screw up the AI scripting. And I had a couple instances where that was just annoying, and that would get further, die, and then the respawn's 10 minutes back. And that just got real annoying. The story itself was really kind of just weird. You have the whole chain of command, and the people up in the offices don't know what's going on the street, you know, in the battlefield and whatnot, and that just got kind of annoying to see them go that route. And I really don't know why my people were there. I have an idea and the basic concept of it, but it doesn't really get solidified. And then it comes down to, oh, stuff went bad, you gotta go get them and save them, but then when you go to go save them, more stuff goes bad, and then people have to save those, and then it's just back and forth, and the end is kind of convoluted too. You're just like, so what was the real ending? And it's not about the ending, it's about the experience to give you a real kind of blah, 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 and, you know, I guess, whatever. I mean, I just didn't really buy it. And I will say, though, for good points of it, because I have to say some good things about it, the weapons seem pretty solid. Like, you weren't going around picking up new weapons left and right, because the weapons you start with are good military-grade weapons. There is a sniping part, which is really cool, sniping on a cliff and basically kind of pacing yourself and looking for people's lens stuff. That was really cool. I really enjoyed the sniping part, and the helicopter part I really much enjoyed, even though I ran into a little snag on it. But the helicopter part I really much enjoyed. But overall, like I said, it's a poor man's Modern Warfare 2. I mean, overall I gave it a 7 just because I had some issues with it. I didn't do any of the online for it, so I won't even discuss it. But I didn't really enjoy it that much. Moving on here, I'm going to talk about the next game, which is going to be James Bond Bloodstone. This is, of course, a James Bond game, which is going to play just kind of Vanquish and other games. It's a third-person shooter, in which case it has some stealth elements, but you're mostly going running and gunning. It's kind of a run-and-gun third-person shooter. What I found really funny is that James Bond, kind of like Splinter Cell and other games, is he can do little not quick-time events, luckily. You can do basically little melee moves or takedown moves, I think is what they were called, where you just basically kind of start a melee attack on an enemy and automatically take him down, and then you get a point, so you can do a fast kill. It was a lot. Of course, I'm playing on easy. It was really easy just to run through, punch people, get the thing, punch people, get the thing, punch people, get the thing, and then clear out the room with the shots. But it was fun. I mean, it definitely felt like a James Bond movie. At the end of every single chapter, you get a nice kind of racing chase scene, which is kind of nice and big and cinematic. The game has a lot of really good big set pieces that are nicely detailed and kind of get to different locales. The voice acting was good. The visuals were okay. I mean, not 100% great, but solid nonetheless. And the music, of course, was the classic James Bond music, and that was nice. I mean, overall, I was really happy that the game itself, I want to mention this too, didn't have any quick-time events. I could see a game like this have a lot of quick-time events, especially with takedowns and certain events. No quick-time events, and for some reason, I found that really nice. It is a rather short game. I mean, really 4 to 6 hours on easy. But definitely enjoyed the game. I will say, it did one good thing. It felt like a Bond game. It felt like I was playing a Bond movie. It definitely had that James Bond, the new James Bond type of vibe, being kind of the realistic part of it. So definitely enjoyed it, and definitely say people give it. It's worth a it does kind of end on a cliffhanger, kind of like the Casino Royale did, but still an overall solid game. Other than that, as always, I like to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.